Today, the United States of America is one of the most powerful and influential countries in the world. But America was not built overnight. Its journey took centuries and included exploration, colonization, revolution, civil war, immigration, industrialization, world wars, technological innovation, and enormous social change. This is the story of how America became the country we know today. Before America, the indigenous peoples. The story of America did not begin with European settlers. For thousands of years before Europeans arrived, North America was home to diverse indigenous peoples. They had their own languages, cultures, traditions, economies, and political systems. During the late 15th and 16th centuries, European exploration brought major changes. After Christopher Columbus's 1492 voyage, contact between Europe and the Americas increased rapidly. Spain, France, England, and other European powers began establishing settlements and competing for land and resources. The English colonies. In 1607, Jamestown became one of the first permanent English settlements in North America. Over the following decades, more English colonies developed along the Atlantic coast. People came for different reasons. Some wanted religious freedom, others were searching for land, trade, wealth, or a new beginning. Eventually, 13 British colonies developed along the eastern coast. They became economically successful, but they remained under British rule. The road to independence. During the 18th century, tensions between Britain and the colonies increased. Britain had spent enormous amounts of money during wars and wanted the colonies to contribute through taxes. But many colonists believed they should not be taxed without having representatives in the British Parliament. The famous idea became no taxation without representation. Protests grew stronger. In 1773, the Boston Tea Party became one of the most famous acts of resistance. Britain responded with strict measures, and the relationship between the colonies and the British government continued to deteriorate. 4. The American Revolution. In 1775, fighting began between British forces and American colonists. On July 4, 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence. The document declared that the 13 colonies considered themselves independent states. George Washington became the commander of the Continental Army. The Revolutionary War continued for several years. With crucial assistance from France, the American forces eventually defeated Britain. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris officially recognized the independence of the United States. A new nation had been born. 5. Building a new government. Winning independence was only the beginning. The new country needed a strong system of government. In 1787, delegates gathered in Philadelphia and created the United States Constitution. The Constitution established the federal government and created three major branches: the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. In 1789, George Washington became the first president of the United States. But the United States was still much smaller than the country we see today. 6. Expansion across the continent. During the 19th century, America expanded rapidly toward the west. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 dramatically increased the nation's territory. Settlers continued moving west, creating new towns, farms, businesses, and transportation networks. However, this expansion came at a tremendous cost. Many indigenous communities were forced from their ancestral lands, and their populations and cultures suffered devastating consequences. At the same time, slavery was becoming one of the biggest political and moral conflicts in the country. 7. The Civil War. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln became president. His election intensified the political conflict between the northern and southern states. In 1861, several southern states left the Union and formed the Confederate States of America. The American Civil War began. The war lasted 4 years and became one of the bloodiest conflicts in American history. In 1865, the Union won. Slavery was abolished through the 13th Amendment. Soon afterward, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. The country entered a difficult period of reconstruction and transformation. 8. The rise of industrial America. After the Civil War, America changed rapidly. Railroads connected distant regions, factories expanded, steel, oil manufacturing, banking, and large cities grew quickly. Millions of immigrants arrived in the United States, searching for opportunity. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, America had become one of the world's major industrial powers. But rapid growth also created serious problems, including poverty, dangerous working conditions, inequality, and labor conflicts. 9. World Wars and the rise of a superpower. During the 20th century, America became increasingly involved in global affairs. The United States participated in World War I and later entered World War II. After World War II ended in 1945, much of Europe and Asia had been devastated. The American economy, however, was extremely powerful. The United States emerged as one of the world's two major superpowers, alongside the Soviet Union. This began the Cold War. America competed with the Soviet Union in military power, politics, science, technology, and space exploration. 10. Modern America. The second half of the 20th century transformed America once again. The civil rights movement challenged racial segregation and discrimination. Leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. became important figures in the struggle for equal rights. American science and technology also advanced rapidly. In 1969, NASA's Apollo 11 mission successfully landed humans on the moon. Later, America became a global leader in computers, the internet, entertainment, finance, biotechnology, and modern technology. Today, the United States remains one of the most influential nations on Earth. But America's history is not simply a story of success. It also includes slavery, discrimination, indigenous displacement, wars, political conflicts, economic inequality, and difficult struggles for equality. So, how did America become a global superpower? The answer lies in centuries of change. From indigenous civilizations to European colonies, from 13 colonies to an independent nation, from civil war to industrialization, from world wars to space exploration, America transformed again and again. Its history is a combination of ambition, opportunity, conflict, mistakes, innovation, and change. And the most interesting part is this: the story of America is not finished yet. If you enjoyed this journey through American history, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay connected for more fascinating stories from the history of the United States.